In 1927, a wealthy Pittsburgh industrialist bruised his arm in a train accident, so his doctor prescribed him bottled radioactive water. Eben McBurney Byers was a Pittsburgh Iron Company heir, a former United States amateur golf champion, and one of the richest men in Pennsylvania. The injury was minor. In 1927, he fell out of his Pullman sleeping berth on a train and bruised his arm. The doctor he hired prescribed a patent tonic called Radium and quietly took a kickback on every bottle. Radium was distilled water laced with 2 isotopes of radium, sold at roughly $1 a dose. The label promised perpetual sunshine. Byers loved it. He drank 1 bottle a day, then 2, then 3. He sent cases to his racehorses, his mistresses, and his factory foremen. By October 1930, he had drunk roughly 1,400 bottles, and the radium had begun doing what radium does. It seeks out calcium. It settled in his bones. It settled in his teeth and in the poorest bone of his face. Inside Byers, the radium was decaying, and the alpha radiation was burning small holes through the matrix of his skull. He began losing weight. His teeth fell out, root and all. His upper jaw ached in a way that aspirin could not touch. He was still recommending Radium to his friends. The Federal Trade Commission opened a file on the manufacturer that year, a Harvard dropout named William Bailey, who falsely claimed to be a doctor of medicine. Bailey ignored them. By 1931, surgeons had removed most of Byers' upper jaw and a large piece of his lower one. There was no point in stopping there. New holes were appearing in his cranial vault, soft spots a finger could push into. His brain had begun to abscess. The FTC sent a lawyer to take a statement at his Long Island home that autumn, who found Byers with his head wrapped in bandages and later reported that all the remaining bone tissue in his body was disintegrating. Byers could no longer eat solid food. His personal physician finally admitted, on the record, that the patient had been poisoned for years by the medicine he himself had prescribed. On April 1, 1932, the Wall Street Journal ran his obituary under a headline that became the line everyone remembers: "The radium water worked fine, until his jaw came off." Byers was buried in Pittsburgh's Allegheny Cemetery in a lead-lined coffin. The funeral was small. William Bailey was never criminally charged. The FTC could only order him to stop selling Radium and to cease his medical claims. He went on selling radioactive belt clips and paperweights, founded a Radium Institute in New York, and died in his bed in 1949 of bladder cancer. In 1965, the MIT physicist Robley Evans exhumed Byers' coffin to measure the residual activity in his skeleton. 33 years after his death, the bones still registered on a Geiger counter. The team reburied him in the same lead. The radium water worked fine. It did exactly what the label said it would. It went straight to his bones and stayed there. The bones are still hot, still in their lead. The same Harvard dropout who sold him Radium also sold radium toothpaste and a radium aphrodisiac and was never charged with a single crime. Like and subscribe.